Hey guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a fantastic day. So today we have another fabulous but functional idea for your craft studio, your home office, your workspace, wherever you need some organization. So I have to say, I am absolutely loving how my workspace behind me is starting to shape up. This was the look that I had been wanting for quite a while, just hadn't done it. And I decided that, if I was going to do it, it would be a great idea to bring you guys along with me, because I'll bet a lot of you are in the process of reorging or changing up that look just a little bit. And I am so glad that y'all are finding some of the ideas very helpful and that you'll be using them in your own spaces. Today, we're going to do something oh so stinking cute. So I haven't made this project yet. We're going to make it together. And in my opening intro, I've already shown you a picture of what it is. So after I complete my videos, I go ahead and snap my photos so that I can create that intro montage that I share with you guys. So that's how you're able to see it. But at this moment in the video, the project is not yet built, but I'll go ahead and share with you guys what it is that we're going to be making. We're going to be making a nice little wastebasket that's going to clip to the side of my desk. A lot of times you guys will see me accumulate strips of paper, the backing to my tape strips, and you'll see them pile up here. And on occasion, you might see me push them this way. Well, what I'm doing is I'm pushing them to a box, just a plain old box that sits on the floor beside my desk. Sometimes I make it, sometimes I don't. So I thought, I've got some scrap pieces of my foam board. Why not just make a small wastebasket that clips to the side of my desk? And then at the end of the day, I can take that wastebasket and empty it. And that's just another way for us to keep our workspaces looking nice and tidy and to stay a little bit more organized as we are crafting. So no more talking. Let's get started on this project. All right, guys, so here's what we're going to need to make the project. I went ahead and removed my mat because I'll need to have it out of the way so that I can have all of my workspace to be able to lay out this large piece. So what I'm going to be using to mount my removable bin is I will be using the large picture hanging strips from 3M, and they're the Command brand strips. And I like these because I'm able to reposition as I need to without this coming undone from my desk, and these will hold up to 16 pounds. I'll never be putting that much trash in them, but just so that you know, they will hold up to 16 pounds. Then I have two pieces of foam board that measure 6.5 by 9 3/4. I have one piece that measures 6.5 by 13. And I have two pieces that measure 10 by 13. Now I use the foam board from Hobby Lobby. I have gotten so many questions about the foam board from the Dollar Tree. Guys, I cannot speak on that. That is something that you'll have to try to see if it works for you. I'm using the foam board from Hobby Lobby. So if you don't have this and you don't have foam board at all, but you have something that you think might work, go ahead and give it a try. And then I'm going to be using an entire roll of the contact paper from the Dollar Tree. Roll this out. And I'm going to remove a portion of the backing. I'm not going to remove all of it, just enough to get started on the project. So once we have some of our contact paper removed, I am going to go ahead and take one of my pieces that measures 10 by 13, and I'm going to place that down. Then I'm going to take my piece that measures 6 by 13, and I'm going to place that down, making sure that I give myself enough space in between the two. Then I'm just going to slide this over a little bit, and I'll take my second piece that measures 10 by 13, and I'm going to place that down. And this isn't going to be a fancy little garbage can. It's just going to be something that coordinates well with my space. So now I'm going to flip this over to remove any air bubbles that I might have. Fortunately, I don't see too many, which is right. All right, so once we have air bubbles removed, I am just going to flip this over. So what I'm going to do, y'all, is I'm going to use my finger blade, and then I'll do a slight angle here. Hopefully you can see that. And then I'll cut there. And I'm going to do that on both sides. Then I'll come down to this end, do an angle, and trim that away. And so I flipped it, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. So I'll do an angle to remove that. And then I'll do the same thing here. So I'm just going to do an angle and remove. So now I can take this piece, going to pull it nice and tight, and we'll get that stuck. And then I'm going to take these side pieces and just pull them up and over. So then we'll come over to the other side and do the same thing. We're just going to pull it nice and tight. And get it stuck. So now that we have it like this, we can take the leftover contact paper and just start wrapping it around. So I am going to just grab mine in sections and I'll use my big old spatula to help smooth it out as I go along. So now I can remove just a little bit more of my section and just start placing it down. And then I'm going to remove the rest of that backer sheet. And I'll start smoothing out the balance. So if you just do it in small sections when you're working with a piece this big, you're able to control those air bubbles. So I'm going to bring in my mat, bring in my finger blade, and so now we can just remove our excess contact paper. So I'm just making a couple of really gentle passes so I can pull that away. And now we have our shell. And this is what we have so far. And so now we are going to take our two pieces that measure 6 by 13, and I am going to cover the inside with contact paper. I want the outside to be white, so I'm not going to cover that in contact paper, just the inside. So I'm going to remove that backer sheet, take this inside 6.5 by 13 inch piece, place it down, and we'll get everything nice and smooth. Let's go ahead and do this one. So I am removing my backer sheet. I'll take this piece, place it down, flip this over, and then I'm going to lift it. And now I can make sure that I have everything nice and straight and those air bubbles worked out. So now I'm just going to trim away the excess. Because like I said, I want the outside of this to be white. If you want yours to have pattern on the inside, just cover it with some more contact paper, wrapping paper, or cardstock. Okay guys, so now we can attach our side pieces. And these pieces again measure 6.5 by 9 3/4. All I'm going to do is take it put it in between the two ends. And what I'm looking for is I want to make sure that I have a fit on the side and that it's not sticking out over the top. So when everything is right, I'll take my glue and I'm going to place my Reptile Glue. Try not to make too big of a mess. I'll take my Reptile Glue and I'm placing it on the raw edges of the foam board. You can do this with hot glue as well. And then we'll just get this stuck. So I'm going to take the pattern side, place it on the inside because I want my outsides to be white. And I'm just going to place it in, about 1/4 of an inch. And I'll pull up that back. And I'm just going to get this straightened out. And then we're going to let this dry before I place the other piece. So just press in on the sides and press down. And then once we have it dry enough, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So I am just going to bring in my glue and we're going to place glue on 3 raw edges of our foam board. And like I said, guys, you can use hot glue on this as well. And then I'll place my last bit of glue right on this piece. And I think this is going to be a pretty smart looking mini trash holder. So now I'm going to take this piece and just shake off some of that glue. And then I'll take it. I'm going to go in again about 1/4 of an inch. Slide it into place. And then when we have it where we want it, clean up a little bit of that glue and press in and press down. And then just give this a chance to dry and you have yourself a sweet little trash bin that you can attach to your desk. Okay guys, so now we have a beautiful little mini waste paper bin. And I am going to take my command strips, and I really only need 2 for this project because I won't be putting anything of real weight in here. So I am going to take these 2 and I'm going to place them right at the top because I want to make sure that this is sitting under the lip of my desk. My desk has an overhang, so I want to make sure that I'm right underneath that. So I'm going to take this one, place it right there. Then I'll take the 2 mates. I'm going to put these down. And you'll know that it's catching because you'll hear that clicking. And that is how I'll also be able to unlatch these to be able to empty my bin. So let's do the second one. And I'm sure some of you are going to ask if Velcro will work. I haven't tried Velcro, so I really can't say, but you can definitely give it a try. So then when I remove these pieces, I am going to have a way that I can now push it against the overhang on my desk underneath, and then it'll be stuck. And of course, I'll show you a final picture of it. And so here, guys, is our finished mini waste paper bin. And you can see that I have my command strips on the back right there. And so all I need to do is attach it to my desk. Then I'll be able to take my hand and brush all of that rubbish into my little side table waste paper basket. So I'll give you one more peek at how good this looks. And now I'll show you a picture of how it looks attached to my desk. Isn't that fabulous? That solves so many problems for me. I don't know about you guys, but it's going to make such a difference in how I deal with all of the small pieces of paper that I constantly accumulate while I'm crafting a specific project. So y'all, one of the things that I'm going to start doing at the end of my videos, I have so many people who are now helping to support and offset some of the costs that it takes to run this channel at the level in which I run it. And I want to make sure that I give credit to those individuals. So before the video ends, I am always going to roll credits and thank those individuals who are members of my monthly group. And that group really has made a financial investment in this channel, which truly does help to offset the cost of running it. So thank you guys so much. So guys, I hope that you have liked this fun, easy, and functional project. If you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join my online crafting family. You guys be safe, be kind, happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.